All right, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to B County Commissioners Court. This is a regular term meeting. Today is Monday, January 12th, 2026. The time is 1:32 p.m. We're physically located at the B County Courthouse, Commissioners Courtroom, number 110, 105 West Corpus Christi Street, Beeville, Texas, 78102. That was agenda item number 1, the call to order. Agenda item number 2, prayer. Please join Pastor Bethany Santos in a brief prayer.
Bow your heads with me. Almighty God, we give you thanks for the many blessings you've bestowed on this community. We pray that as we come together, that you will open our hearts and minds so that your will may be done. Help those here to make decisions that will bring glory to you and strengthen this community. We pray for all those who are gathered here this afternoon, that your love may strengthen them. We pray for this county, that it may continue to experience your blessings. We pray for guidance, that we may be instruments of your grace and mercy to all your people. We pray all these things in your holy and precious name, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Pastor Santos. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And now the Texas Pledge. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible. Batting 1,000, right out of the gate.
You're doing good.
Maybe I shouldn't quit. Too late.
You did good.
Okay, we're on agenda item number 4. This is recognition of visitors. This is not public comment, but if there are any members of the public who wish to identify themselves solely for the purpose of being on the record, you may do so at this time by identifying yourself by name, and if you're here on behalf of an entity, identify the entity as well. No pressure. That's enough of a pregnant pause. Thank you all for being here. Very glad that you came. Please come back again. Moving on to agenda item number 5, Commissioners Court opening remarks.
Take your pick. I'll go.
Okay, Commissioner Olivares.
Happy New Year's, everyone. Glad to see a lot of happy faces this morning, so that's great. So first of all, most of you are aware, I'd like to start off with a little recognition. I'd like to recognize our Sheriff's Office, Jesse Garcia. Unfortunately, we had a vehicle that rolled over in the Skidmore area, and fortunate to him, he was there on site and was able to rescue a small child that was trapped inside of a vehicle. So I was able to get him out and get him to safety. So appreciate his efforts on that. So just one of the many things that our police officers do in our community. Kind of some general information. I attended our 4th session with the Chamber of Commerce, and we met with a lot of our local government officials. Very good session, a lot to learn from what's happening within our community. Also, I attended a meeting, I call it a transition meeting with Judge Morrill and Randy Sines to discuss my new role as a new board member with the Bay Area Partnership. And then also a few minutes ago, I attended my first board meeting, so pretty interesting information that came out. It was good attendance, so more to come from that as I learn a little bit more and more about my role.
So did y'all have a quorum?
We did have a quorum.
Excellent.
So it went well. So we did talk about the new budget, so more to come with that.
Excellent.
One of the big items, I guess, part of my remit here this year is to manage the repurposing of our Toledo Street Jail. Last week, we met with our contractors. The plumbing contractor was one. We talked about some upgrades and scheduling. Our AC contractor is on board. He's ready to order materials. Once we give him a down payment of about 1/3 of the contract, then he'll start ordering materials. So that's process is being worked on. The electrical and architect, they're on schedule to start work this week, so things are moving along. Some good news and some more news to come. I guess on the good news, thanks to Francis and myself working with the contractors, we were able to get our budget down to about $450,000. Right. So we were right underneath the budget. Now, that being said, after several other walkthroughs and discussions, we identified some additional items that may want to be included, such as pre-electrical work to support the installation of generators at the facilities. So a little bit more to come at our next meeting to have a discussion, how do we want to handle this additional budget that may be required to add these items. So keep you aware of that. Had a meeting with Michael Blair with their Beeville Development Authority. One of the areas that they're looking at is adding a new road to gain access to the runways, which will be on the west side of the facilities. So a great meeting. Road and Bridge was in attendance to identify could we actually do the road. After doing a site visit, we determined that because of the amount of work that was going to be required, it would be best if they third-party that scope of work to someone else. We just unfortunately don't have the equipment required to facilitate the brush clearing and putting in a new road. So that'll be going forward. Also, we attended our monthly meeting with Paul Martin with the GLO. Meeting went well. We're moving forward on target. A couple of action items from my end that came out of that, and working with Hanson Engineering. Things are moving forward. I need to gain approval from the landowners that are actually located at the low water crossing. I met with two of the landowners. They gave us approval to allow Hanson Engineering to start conducting surveys so we can start taking some benchmark readings so we can complete our environmental studies for that new bridge. Hopefully today or by tomorrow I'll get the approval from the other two landowners and we'll be able to move forward with that. The renovation at our JP4's office is complete. The building looks great. The few dollars that we put into our building is going to keep us whole for many, many years to come, and eliminated the need of a new JP4 office there based on the challenges we're having with moisture. So things are looking good. Building looks great. Our local contractor did a fantastic job, and our tenants and the judge are pleased with the outcome. Street lights in Tynan and Skidmore. I've had discussions. I've been working on this quite some time. I had meetings with TxDOT. Things are moving forward, just taking a little bit longer, so lights are coming. TxDOT did finally get approval, but we're waiting on AEP to finalize the installation. So some of these locations are including 181 and 359, and also 888 and 797 where there was a recent accident that occurred. So we're trying to get lighting to those areas that are definitely could use some improvement. So with that, it's kind of the highlights. I'll pass it.
All right.
Commissioner to the.
Happy New Year to everybody. We ended the year with a budget meeting at the Texas County and District Retirement System, preparing for our 26 budget, and that was, our funds are still doing very well there, so just to report that to y'all. And also a meet and greet at the library for one of the students that came down, and went there. It was very well attended. Got to visit with her. And then this year we had a Zoom meeting with Komatsu, the people that we on the courthouse restoration with Ms. Melvin and I, and we're doing the final touches on the grant for the courthouse restoration to discuss the phases and the timeline going forward. Now, we're trying to get the best possible score for this grant, so everything that we do, like the boiler, the stuff that we've done for the chiller, all that boosts. We're not asking the Historical Commission for money, we're doing that on our own, so that gives us a better score all the way around.
Don't forget the elevator, too.
Judge's elevator, yeah, we're working on it. And there's also, from the very top of the dome all the way down, that falls over between the JP3 and JP1 office, that hole, it's hollow all the way down. There's just an open gap of air, just opposite of the elevator on this side and there. So one of the items proposed was that we put a floor between each one, and that would help with the condensation and the issues that we've had down below. So that's something that we could probably get done a lot instead of including it in there. And anything to get our point system up would be better. It's got to be turned in May, and this grant is going to be awarded in July. They only go 60 days. They already have their money, so it's that quick. So going forward, one of the items is the easement, and I guess we'll Pauletta let us know about that meeting there coming up. Their easement expired in December. They had a 20-year easement, so we're gonna have to go back and let them have an easement here so we can apply for this grant. The other part here, met with Chief Kirk and two of the contractors to finish out the potable water storage tanks for the Sheriff's Office and EOC. The plumber is getting help from an engineer to give him his final so he can order his pump, and we can get this project up and running. And we do have a donation of water, so the county doesn't have to buy the water, and possibly the trucking to get it here as well. Still working on that, Chief? Okay, very good, thank you. So that project is moving forward very well. Then had a call on a deed restriction in a subdivision, and I almost punted that. I called Judge Morrill on that and Mike Knight, and we straightened it out. It's not a county issue, that is a civil issue. So anybody listening on deed restrictions there, is not something the Commissioners Court deals with. They have to deal with it civilly. So we had that one taken care of. Had several calls on the burn ban.
What burn ban?
The relifting of the burn ban, Judge. As soon as it happened, they saw it, and I'll tell you what, I got calls left and right.
Smoke left in there.
You know, I said, let me give you the judge's number real quick.
Thanks.
But, no, that all went well there. So I also attended a meeting at the VFW. They were discussing their plans going forward since they closed their canteen and what the actual function of the VFW is, what they do for the community, and what their roles are there. So that was a very good meeting at the VFW. I do have a meeting tonight at the Bee Development Authority. That's our first one for the year. So I'll bring some updates and reports on the next Commissioners Court meeting. Water update for Beeville. The engineering is getting finalized. They do have their bond money, and they're gonna meet with the contractors for the construction site on that is gonna be tomorrow night at the city council meeting. So that's just a little update on the water situation in town. All right, and for that, I'll pass to Commissioner DeWitt.
Thank you, Commissioner. I appreciate it. First thing I'd like to reiterate, the burn ban is off. Now, a lot of people don't know that, but it is off. I got a couple of calls and I wasn't aware of it, but it is off.
Not that you should burn right now.
Right. Not that you should burn, but it is off.
Not a very good time right now.
Contact the sheriff's office if you decide to. Couple other things. Received some correspondence that there's going to be a 49-unit housing project on the east side of Madison at 351 out near McCoy's. It's a HUD project, so it's probably going to take a while before it ever starts. It's for low to moderate income, but that is in the works. It looks like it's in Precinct 2 because it's on the east side of Madison, so out near McCoy's. The other thing I'd like to bring everybody up to date on is and we have a lot of routine stuff that I won't go through, roads, bridges, potholes, I won't go into that. What I want to bring you up to date on is the screwworm fly production facility. And I want to take you back several months to when I brought this to court and let the court know what was going on. And it all started with a phone call I got from Frank Massey when they had the screwworms within so many miles of Texas. He said, is there anything B County can do? And I said, I don't know, but I'll check. So I immediately made phone calls to our Senator Adam Hinojosa, to our Representative J.M. Lozano. I met in person with Michael Blair at the Chase Field. I met in person with Randy Sykes at BDA. The governor's office was notified. The last time I talked to you, I think it had grown little feet. It's grown legs now. And the reason I say that, and what I have to do, in government, if you're not 100% sure what you're going to say, you say, I understand. So I understand the following information to be correct. There are multi-million dollars being set aside for an engineering study in B County for this facility. The realtor has been contacted that has the land for sale for Conoco up near Pawnee and Mineral to transfer that land to B County. The company that built the screwworm fly facility in Panama is on board. They're readying their bid documents. It is moving forward. Government is real funny. It doesn't move, it doesn't move, it doesn't move. When it starts to move, you better get out of the way because it's going to run over you. I think we're getting close to that point. Brooke Rollins in Washington is aware of this. She's a Texas girl. She's secretary up there of Agriculture. Our Secretary of Agriculture here is aware of it. Things are happening. Those of you that haven't been by that Pioneer plant, the old Pioneer plant between Mineral and Pawnee, it's on the right, about 2/3 of the way to Pawnee. There's 900,000 square feet of covered area at that plant. It's enough that these companies are salivating. If we can have them donate that to B County, it becomes under our purview, they can probably take a tax write-off of between $10 and $30 million, which will help them and it'll help us. I'm not sure exactly which one they're going to work with, Chase Field or that one, but they're both in play. So, like I say, I understand all this to be correct. So I can't release any more information. It's what we have past that is what I call secret squirrel information, but things are moving forward really fast. So I appreciate everybody's interest. If this happens, it's at least 500 jobs for B County right off the bat. Construction, millions and millions of dollars will be done. And it's this close. So hopefully the next month or the month after, I'll be able to give you an update. But on that note, I will pass to my commissioner on my right.
Thank you. Good job. Good afternoon, everyone. Happy New Year. Man, it seems like forever since we've been here, huh? I attended the State of the District for BISD, which covered the past, present accomplishments and their future plans. And I want to thank the culinary program. They provided lunch for everyone, which was a good deal. It was very good. So thank you to that group of kids there. Also, the Christmas season, I guess I should not have invested in a Santa suit. I think I'm going to turn it over to Commissioner Farias, though.
No, we'll pass it down.
North Tyler had an event in conjunction with the Chamber of Commerce, and so I did the Santa Claus thing for them. That was a great turnout. There was a ton of people that came. The city closed off the street, and tons of vendors, and it was a great turnout. Also, I teamed up with Carlos Presas and Alonzo Korean with R360 Environmental Solutions, and we provided 60 children across B County with bicycles for Christmas. That was a great thing. A lot of happy children. Also, as a board member of the Chamber of Commerce, we had our monthly meeting, which we did a recap of 2025 and the plans for 2026, and attended the Business of the Month, which I want to congratulate Beeville Physical Therapy on that. They earned that. As Commissioner Olivares said, attended the 4th B County Leadership Class, which is a showcase of city and county government. And also, CASA had asked me once again, be Santa Claus. So, no problem. Got that taken care of. And the Kids Are People 2 daycare. Did Santa again. I really need to get rid of the Santa suit, honestly.
Think it fits?
I'm trying to lose it. Anyway, also, I helped out Ronnie Olivares. We provided a Christmas appreciation luncheon for the Road and Bridge Department at the Skidmore Yard, and attended the Police Department Christmas party once again as Santa, and I gave out presents to all the children. As the rabbit superintendent for the Junior Livestock Homemaker Show, we had validation January the 3rd, so all the kids could get their rabbits validated for the upcoming stock show, which will be January 26th through the 31st. So if you guys aren't doing anything, it'd be great to go out there and support those kiddos showing all the different projects. Got the trash bins taken care of at San Pedro Cemetery this past weekend. And I want to thank Kenneth Mendoza with Road and Bridge. I was out riding around Ridgeway. Some speed limit signs were knocked over completely. He got those back up. And Road and Bridge, they picked up a bunch of trash out on Gill Ranch Road, and including about 20 gallons of oil that was left out there. The brush pickup in Blueberry Hill, and they cleaned out some bar ditches on County Road 333 and 339 to help with the flow of water with whatever rains. And then I replaced some culverts crossing the road at 333. They were old concrete culverts that were opening up. I will be attending the Crime Stoppers fundraiser this Thursday, and we also that same day have our 5th B County leadership class as well. And with that, I will pass back to Judge.
Judge, one thing I forgot. if I
Yes,
could.
sir. Yeah, take it on.
One thing that I forgot on the screw worm fly facility, Cattle Raiser Association is now very, very interested, and they're due here in B County to take a look at all of it. So a bunch of the large ranchers are getting behind this, so things are happening. Thank you, Judge.
Yes, sir. Thank you. All great updates. Looking forward to a wonderful 2026. Don't really have anything meaningful to share with y'all that I can remember right now, or nothing that y'all would be interested in listening to me prattle on about. But I know several, if not all, of the commissioners had, were interested in commenting on this. Very recently, last week, former Justice of the Peace Ted Staples passed away. And he's a longtime B County employee. I don't know how long he was JP for.
At least
About
20,
forever.
20, 25 years
Yeah.
at least, yes, sir.
Just a giant of a man who never met somebody he didn't like, and was always gregarious and engaging, and loved B County, both as an entity and as a location. And he's going to be sorely missed by his friends and his families and those that worked with him over the years. So at this time, I'd ask that we take a moment of silence to reflect upon Ted Staples and his life. You know, it's funny, we'll all have, many of us will have stories of Ted. For me, it was always really interesting. I didn't really get to know him that well until after I became judge. And literally every time that I would interact with Ted Staples, he always had some sort of little, you know, like, it wasn't like a conspiracy, but there's always something that was going on. And his stories were, one, very entertaining. Two, were always coming from the right position, you know, how something that was wrong could be righted, how something that was incorrect could be corrected. But it was always so much fun. I never really knew what to expect when he and I would talk. And he'd always said, I really need to come to your office one day, need to sit down and spend about half a day with you and let you know what's really going on. And unfortunately, he never did come and sit down with me, but I always looked forward to my interactions with him, and I know everybody else did too. And so on behalf of B County, to his family and friends and loved ones, please accept our sincere condolences on his loss. You know, as county judge, one of the neatest things that we get to do as county judges is rural county judges, we preside over probates. And it's kind of a weird thing to say that it's fun that you get to preside over probates, but what's fun and engaging and endearing about it is oftentimes you come into contact with people, with loved ones of folks that had an impact on your life in the past. And you know, sometimes it can be very sad, certainly for the individuals who are in front of me as witnesses. And sometimes it can be very sad because it's an untimely death. Fortunately, at least for our small county, oftentimes it's somebody who's lived a good, long life, somebody whose amount of times, amount of years on the earth is something that we would all aspire to achieve, and Judge Staples was certainly no different in that regard. So it is sad that he is gone, but we can all be gladdened and heartened by the amount of time that he got to spend on this earth and what he did with it for all of us, even if we don't know the benefits of his public life and certainly his private life. So thank you for that moment of silence. I'd give anybody else, if you have an opportunity, if you wanted to say anything. Hearing none, we will move on. We're going to start cooking. Oh, wait, no, we're not. We are going to move on. Agenda item number 6, public comment. Are there any members of the public who wish to address Commissioners Court? Now is the time. Now we're going to cook with gas. Agenda item number 7, the following items are of an administrative nature. Commissioners Court has been furnished documentation on each item, and all such items may be acted upon by one vote without being discussed separately unless requested by a commissioner or county judge.
Move to approve with a comment.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Commissioner DeWitt, you have the floor.
Yes, sir. I would like to call out the auditor's office in a good way. Their internal auditor that does the on-site audits, Ms. Puga, did a great job. If the commissioners read those audits, they saw some things in there that came out of the audit, and I just want to tell the auditor and Ms. Puga, appreciate the diligence and the detail. Thank you very much.
Ditto, ditto. Anything further? Hearing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion passes without exception. Agenda item number, I'm sorry, I'm going too fast. Discuss and consider action on the following items. Agenda item number 8, approve project management agreement between Nueces River Authority and B County. Oh, good. Oh, you are here. I'm sorry, Mr.
snuck in
Prisky. Come
earlier.
on down. How are you? Yes, sir, please. You may begin.
Oh, thank y'all for having me here today. Travis Prusky, Chief Operations Officer for the Nueces River Authority, and I was bringing an interlocal agreement to discuss here today with the city, or the county, B County. Part of our Nueces River Authority oversees the Region 13 Flood Planning Group, which you guys are part of. And through this process, we had a chance to meet with some of the commissioners, the judge, and also some of the emergency management staff about the outdated maps that we currently are using for FEMA and other projects, things like that. The Nueces River Authority did apply for a grant through the Texas Water Development Board, and we were awarded. 210 applications were put in. This was the number one project that the state decided to fund. So that was good. What it is we are going to give the opportunity for the 31 counties in our basin to update their FEMA maps. It was a 75% grant and then a 25% local match by the county if they choose to participate. What that'll do, it will give the entire county a new updated FEMA map. We'll go down to 6-inch LiDAR mapping of the entire county, and we'll also be looking at all the flood waters that come up from the outside of the basin that comes as it comes through the county, and we'll be able to provide those new maps for you. We also will do what is called FMPs, they're flood management projects. As we go through this process, we'll be working with county staff to see where are the real flood issues in the county and put those projects in the state flood plan so that then this county becomes eligible to go after funds if they choose to on any of those projects. We'll also be looking at the low water crossings that you guys have here in the community, and you have a couple of high hazard dams. And what those are is artificial dams outside of some of the city limit areas where maybe farmers or ranchers are holding back some large amounts of water. Basically during rain events, we just want to do an inspection of them to make sure that they're not in danger of collapsing under a major rainfall event or anything like that. So those will be 4 main projects that we'll be working on. Of course, through this project, if the county chooses to move forward, we have dedicated 6 independent meetings here with staff. We'll also meet with the city, your local city entities, Beeville, Pettis, all the different communities around to look at all of their needs and put this together in the project. Let me pull up my numbers here. For the local county match, if the county would like to move forward, it's $295,000. but the state did grant the River Authority a 10-year zero-interest loan on that, so it would be a payment of a little over $29,000 over 10 years to pay that off at zero interest, so you don't have to pay the full amount up front if the county chooses not to. I know got the chance to meet with several of the commissioners and the judge about this. I'll be happy to answer any questions that you guys have.
Judge, if I could, Mr. Jemison is our floodplain administrator. Mr. Jemison, do you have any questions or comments about this, sir? I know this is probably cold on you, but you have a toe in the water of this that we don't have.
We've actually been in meetings discussing what the final product is going to look like, potentially beneficial, useful, decal.
Okay, is this something that you would,
We'll use it every day,
okay, so it's something that you need?
yes.
And
Okay,
he's participated in other meetings.
Okay.
that we
Yes,
have.
I appreciate the commissioner put together a meeting with all the emergency staff and also included Beeville County officials and stuff on what that project would bring. And it would be not only from the flood, but your emergency management team would be be able to use all those updated maps as well, because it'll call up all the road crossings and how that water affects those under any of those projects. We're also looking at building an early warning flood system throughout the whole region, but before we can do that, we have to get some of this baseline information to build all this together.
when is the first payment due?
It'd be this fiscal year, so sometime we can work with the auditor's office.
Sometime before December 31st?
Yes.
So it
October.
could be in the next
Yeah,
budget
it
year.
could be in the next budget.
You could put it in the next budget if you guys wanted to.
Over 10 years.
Right.
If we're
Yeah.
going the loan, it's $295,000.
Don't smile.
So it's just Mr. Johnson that's going to be using these maps?
It's in his purview, yes, ma'am.
Okay, and how about a commissioner to help with, with any other?
For the grant writing. Because
So-
it
so-
would also affect all the way
so
around.
Nueces River Authority is going to act as our grant manager, right?
So the Oasis River Authority is going to be one awarding this grant. Now we're taking out to each of counties to see who wants to participate. Each county's not required to, they have the opportunity to participate to get those updated maps. I believe we have 18 or 19 of our 31 counties have already approved it to their commissioner courts to move forward to get this project done on their counties. And your amount total of that 295 is independent of other counties. You're not raised if someone doesn't join or if they join. And every county is different based on the square miles of the community. Some are up to $400,000, some are $150,000 based on the size of the community. But yes, we will also look for those grants. One of the other really important things is that TxDOT and other state agencies, as they build things throughout the county, they are using the FEMA maps that we feel are outdated, need to be updated. So as TxDOT makes improvements and we adopt these maps and the county will adopt these maps as new FEMA maps, TxDOT then will be using all of this information, all the modeling we do. So when they make improvements, it reflects the reality of what's going through the county.
So if we approve this and we move forward, is this a project where Nueces River Authority is going to manage the execution of the
Yes.
project, or B County is going to manage the execution?
No, we're managing everything. It's our grant. You're just, all we'll have is a interlocal agreement. We'll take care of the county, except we want y'all to participate, and we want to have, I said, up to 6 meetings here with staff, with officials, to make sure as we're doing this project, it truly represents what's here in B County. We don't want to just do it all ourselves. We want you guys to participate through this process. So you won't have any extra actual work, labor, or anything like that, no paperwork that you'll have to do. But we would want your input as we go through this process, obviously.
Well, I remember the last time we discussed this, the kicker was the $295,000 amount, and as a lump sum, it wasn't anything that we were willing to consider. Being able to pay it out over the period of 10 years changes that metric, and the overall benefits of having updated data like this, I think, far outweighs the savings of or the expenditure of the $295,000.
Yes, it does.
I agree.
I think that was the only reason we didn't approve it. I
Yep.
think we just took no action on it last time because that number was just too big for us to get wrap our heads around.
Mr. Jemison has something.
Yes, sir.
Judge, if I may, currently, we're using data that's from 2010. It's the newest data that we have, the flood analysis.
See, when George Bush was president, I was in that position, and they updated the maps then, the physical maps, to reflect things that are going on then. But since 2010, a lot of things have changed in the county. Different areas have gotten lomas and one thing and another, so.
So I will add to that is they did update them in 2010, but they didn't do the actual elevation mapping redone, they updated the old maps. So
Right.
the information, not that it was bad, it just was flawed. It's just there's better technology that gets a better lay of the land now. And so they did update in 2010, but they were updating stuff from the 80s, using that information to
That is
update.
correct.
And back then, we didn't have that technology to do the slide art. I mean, we can go down to, half an inch of the entire county through satellite systems and those types of things. Now, you just couldn't do that at that time. And the other good part about this is that it'll all be digitized, so if you want to improve or you have big projects like what, might happen, you were talking about a little bit earlier, it's easier to update this information because it's a digital product now that can be updated and added on. You're not looking at old paper maps to remodel stuff.
Yeah.
And just to make sure I understand, each periodic payment is due on or before the end of a particular calendar year or fiscal year?
We can work that out with how it works for the county. We just, at the end of the fiscal year will be fine. I mean, we can work on y'all's
So we're fiscal
budget.
year, we end in October 31st.
Correct. Every county is
Calendar year is
different, so
December 31st.
whatever, if y'all want to make your first payment due,
September 30th.
yeah, if you want to make your
I'll
first
figure it
payment
out
due in
eventually.
October of
I wouldn't spend
26, that'll be fine.
I'm sorry, I missed
No, that's fine. I mean, if y'all can just, if you want it to be, like right now, I think we have it as January 1, but if we need to update that to October 1 or November 1, that's fine with us.
It would probably be when our budget starts.
That's
within
fine.
30 days of that, because it would need to be approved prior to that.
That way we could work it into our next budget.
That
Yeah,
is
we're
correct.
flexible with that. Every county has different dates on when
Yeah.
some do fiscal, some do the October 1. So we're just doing, for us, by the end of this calendar year, we need to start collecting that first payment because we'll be building up the escrow to take, because we're taking out about a $7 million loan to cover the county's expenses. We're taking a loan to cover y'all's local share. We just need your match to help us make that payment.
So you're actually paying for it and we reimbursing you?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, all your money's going into an escrow account that's gonna go pay off our loan that we're taking out to the state. That way
Gotcha.
you don't have to go through all of the paperwork needed for the grant, because it'll be on us.
Good.
Judge, Madam Auditor, Commissioners, having this information is invaluable. I tried to obtain old flood maps that were done many, many, many years ago. They're nowhere to be found, unfortunately. Maybe they are, but I just haven't been able to locate them. And so, from time to time, we're definitely in need of this. Also, I know we did have some discussions, I don't know where we landed with the city, as well as partnering with them and doing some cost sharing. I don't know if that discussion got any further, but that's kind of where we left it off.
I don't know. City's not here.
No. So there could be an opportunity there, but I think for us as a county to have this information is pretty important.
I recommend we don't wait on the city, that if we're going to do this, we need to do it and get started.
So just for reference, if you want to know, several of the counties did have a separate interlocal agreement with the city to help cover the county's share, but that was all done locally. We're only working directly with the counties because it's 31 counties, which is a lot of work already. We have 100+ cities, so we couldn't go down to that level to get this project managed through. So if the county chooses to do that, I know like LaSalle County did that with Cotulla, and so some other counties have done that with the local city, but they did a separate local agreement there between the city and the county if they do those match funds.
So y'all have not talked to the city at all about this?
They were in our meetings when we went through the process, but I don't believe the city manager is at the city anymore, and his assistant were there. And I think they had a couple of they had some public works people there, but the city management, I don't believe, is at the city any longer.
Well, regardless of the city, participation is still.
Right. Judge, is this, I noticed there are a couple of things on here. We've got a couple of typos that have Frio County and some stuff in here. Are we ready to make a motion on this, Judge?
I'm ready to make the motion. You could do final approval from the county judge. I'll have all that straightened
I'll make a motion, we approve this with the final approval with the county judge. Whatever wordsmithing needs to be done, allow him to do that.
A second?
I have a motion and a second. Before I take, is there any further discussion? Mr. Pruski, I'll apologize to the whole world. I emailed the wrong Nueces River Authority person yesterday to let them know that our meeting was at 1:30, not at 9.
Philip let me know. Yeah,
Okay.
Philip, who's doing
I'm
y'all's
really
stuff, slow
sorry.
man. It's okay.
We just figured it out about an hour ago, and I thought, oh man, I've got egg on my face, but thank you so much.
Oh, no,
for-
you're fine. Me and Philip talk all the time, and I know he's working hard on y'all's Colonia grant as well on that, through
Excellent.
that process, so not a big deal for us.
Yeah, I renewed all my knowledge of that in a feverish pitch about 12:30 today. But thank you for making the effort, traveling and being being here and
pleasure.
presenting and answering our questions. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion passes without exception. Thank you, sir. We'll be in touch shortly.
Thank y'all so much. Y'all have a great day. And
You too.
hopefully it rains a little more.
Amen.
It's trying to.
A lot more. Here and in McMullen. Agenda item number 9, approve mutual aid agreement between the Department of Public Safety, the B County Sheriff's Office, and all first responder agencies for complex emergency response and investigation planning related to active attack incidents at primary and secondary school facilities.
It was mine, Judge.
Oh, Mr. Garza.
So it's a interlocal agreement part of House Bill 33, which is also known as the Above the Strong. Basically, they wanted contact information for each entity that would be responding to an active attacker incident within B County at any school or any public venue. So before I signed it, I just wanted to get the court's permission to be able to sign it, to enter into this agreement with DPS. I know the sheriff is also working on his end with, they're kind of the gatekeepers between the state and the local government with needs and expectations during an active attacker incident, so.
Mr. Garza, I reviewed this thing. The thing that gets me is, there's several pages for signatures. As these people retire, win the lottery and leave, how's it updated? How does that happen? Because I saw the Texas Rangers name on there, I saw other people's names on there. If they transfer out, they promote. Who keeps up with this to be sure it's updated, or is this just something that's sent in one time?
So from the way I understand it is it's supposed to be managed by the DPS sergeant for the area. So he's
Okay.
kind of the gatekeeper to make sure that
Okay.
the signatures are up to date.
Okay, because I'm not sure, did it even call for a signature from the court or not?
No, sir.
I didn't think it did.
It had just individual names, but
Right.
just play it safe. I wanted to make sure I got y'all's permission before I signed it.
Thank you.
Judge, I will move to approve.
I have a motion. Do I have a second? I was speaking when you guys were seconding. Which one did you hear first? Okay, we'll go second with Commissioner Lenny. Any further discussion? Thank you for bringing this to our attention, Ryan and Sheriff.
Good deal.
There's no further discussion. All those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion passes without exception. Agenda item number 10, approve B County Judge's request for permission to use the B County credit card for registration and hotel fees to attend the 2026 County Court Assistance Training Conference in San Marcos on February 4th, 2026.
It depends on what hotel he's going
No,
to.
it wasn't.
It's not for him, it is for her. It's for Miss Gomez.
Through you.
Move to approve.
I got a
Second.
motion. Okay, good. Y'all were just giving me a hard time. I was ready to stand up and start defending it.
Is there a hotel name?
Is-
Holiday Inn.
Holiday Inn.
Okay.
That's the
Come on.
conference one there in
It's my
San Marcos.
office. We're going to the most fiscally prudent.
Motel 6.
Palapa Incorporated.
No, you did good. I'm glad. Thank you. I appreciate the motion and the second. Any further discussion? Continuing education is important, and we look forward to Pauletta continuing to learn more about the intricacies of county government. If there's no further discussion, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion passes without exception. Agenda item number 11, approve maintenance agreement between Protect Mechanical and B County for the courthouse chiller and boiler. Is this you? Is this me?
I think John put in there. No, but.
Is this John?
He's not here.
All right.
Move to approve.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? It is maybe the most difficult piece of equipment in the county besides the elevator to keep running. And hopefully we're getting to the point where it's not a perennial issue for future commissioners' courts to deal with. So thank you all for staying
Hopefully
on
not.
top of that. Yeah, fingers crossed. If there's no further discussion, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion passes without exception. Agenda item number 12, set public hearing date pursuant to Texas Transportation Code, Chapter 253, entitled County Improvement of Subdivision Roads, Vernon, 2003, to consider placement of 35-mile-per-hour MPH speed limit signs on County Road 208 in Beeville, Texas.
Judge, this is mine. I had several calls from people that they were speeding on the road, and if there's nothing posted, people can drive just about what they want to. 50 is what it is if it's not posted, but I recommend that we do this, and I will make a motion to approve. And when would be that? We need a 30-day notice in the newspaper, so when's the date we can get it?
February 9th would be the best.
Is that enough time? It'll take a week?
Yeah, we might ought to go another, let's go to the next meeting.
Well, let's do the,
Yeah.
the 16th.
Is that enough time?
Yeah, that's
That's just a little over a month. When are we gonna get it in
30
the
days.
newspaper?
You'll
Today's
get it on next
Monday?
week, right?
You can get it in, if you get it in by Thursday.
For next week? And then that gives
See,
you
it's
30
gotta run,
days?
gotta run twice.
For next week, and then the following week was the end of January, which we're in February.
Okay, so
We
February,
should do the second meeting, be safe.
I would too. Yes.
All right, and that's enough dates? It's enough time?
Yeah, February 16th would be the second. 16th, let's see, we've got 1, 2, 3,
Okay.
4, no, it'd be the 23rd.
Judge, I'll make a motion
Wait,
that,
wait, wait.
I'm sorry.
23rd.
What's the date?
23rd.
The 23rd.
I'll make a motion February 23rd at 10 a.m. to do the public hearing.
Second?
I've got a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion passes without exception. Thank you, gentlemen. Agenda item number 13, approve installation of no engine brake signs on selected roadways. Commissioner DeWitt, is this your item?
Judge, yes, sir, this is mine, and as memory fades over the years, Commissioner Haggard, this was his project back in 2018, and 2013, I'm sorry. This is the amount of paperwork it took to get that approved because the highway department is involved, and it is going to necessitate a public hearing, then it's going to necessitate a resolution from the court, then it's going to necessitate sending that to TxDOT, GPSing in the individual post that we're going to put it on because we put our sign on TxDOT post. So what we're going to do this meeting, we can't approve it, but I'm going to bring to the court, if anybody else has no engine brake signs they want to put on there, because we're going to have a public hearing, and we'll have to set that up at the next meeting, we can't do it now. Let me know so we can put it on there, because it's going to take a while. It'll take 4 to 6 months to get all this paperwork done.
Yeah, I do. I have one, Commissioner, 202 and 181.
Okay, see, I've got 2 in Mineral, 623 both ways, and 673 both ways in Mineral. So if y'all have any that are giving y'all problems on the engine brake, what's happening in Mineral, we didn't have a problem till recently, and with the oil field activity going on in North B County and in Karnes County and all, those caliche trucks are going through there about 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, and it's literally knocking those people out of their beds because it's real quiet Mineral, not a whole lot of lights, not a lot of noise, but they got after me the other day about it. Said, can you do anything? I said, yeah, but it's going to take a while, and I had forgotten what all we went through to get that done. So, Judge, I'll bring this back at the next court meeting to set up a public hearing date. So
Thank you,
no action
Commissioner.
is taken.
Perfect. Moving on, agenda item number 14, was there anything else anybody wanted to do?
Yeah, if y'all have anything, let me know.
Agenda item number 14, Rural Economic Assistance League Real Transportation Briefing.
Is Real? Yes.
Yeah, how are you this afternoon?
Happy New Year, everyone. Pam Hernandez with Real Transportation. Judge, Commissioners, everyone, thank you for having me. I would like to present a summary of the transportation update. Before I do that, I also have Melanie Gomez from Real Transportation with me as well. So in summary, for our transportation update, we would like to provide an overview of our current transportation system performance, service demand, rider impact, and key projects requiring continued coordination and support. Our ridership across the service area for B County continues to perform well, reflecting on consistent utilization and demonstrating the essential role public transportation plays in meeting daily community needs within B County. Our microtransit, which is our same-day service and our demand response, where they call, residents can call, make a reservation to get picked up, is doing very well. Our microtransit, which is our same-day service, our Real Flash, if you see that van around town, it's a blue van with the flash on it. That is our same-day service. The demand in Beeville has increased significantly. This has prompted us to add a new vehicle to our Beeville area, to our Beeville fleet, to maintain reliability and reduce waiting times for residents. The Real Flash same-day service continues to perform strongly, providing flexible transportation options that complement traditional scheduling and address the time-sensitive trip needs. Same-day services for riders, this is if they need to go maybe to the doctor, maybe their car broke down, they could give us a call. That is very important for residents to have. The rider feedback highlights the direct impact of these services on quality of life. So we do different surveys. Myself and my department, we call riders to get feedback. We handle the complaint, or I like to call it the feedback line. And so this gives me the opportunity to talk one-on-one with the riders and see what's working and what's not working. One rider reported improved access to dialysis appointments due to the flexibility of the same-day service, while others shared that reliable transportation, has allowed and continued enrollment at local colleges. So riders are not only using us to go to the store, to doctor's appointments, but you're talking dialysis appointments. This has opened different chair times for them. Our operating hours, as you know, used to be from Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. We now have our service expansion hours, so now our hours are from 5 a.m. to 8 p.m. This has helped tremendously. Dialysis units here in B County, it's opened up chair time. So this has given riders the option to go early or to go late. Not only dialysis patients, but this has also benefited residents that use our services to go to work. So if they have an early morning shift or a late shift, this has also helped students that are living here in Beeville that go to B County, maybe reside within B County and are trying to get to Coastal Bend College. This has given them the opportunity and broke that barrier of them maybe not attending class. Maybe it's a one-car household. This has made a big impact. So whenever we get feedback and we speak to our riders, this is where we find out what's working and what's not working. And then we sit down and we figure out how we're going to improve this. You can always reach out to me or our director, Martin Ornelas, who unfortunately cannot be here, but sends his regards to you. We're a phone call away. So if there is feedback that you need to get with us, that maybe something is not working, let us know so that way we can sit down and we can figure this out together. We do quarterly rider surveys that are conducted to maintain an open communication with riders, evaluate the service quality, and identify opportunities for improvement, like I mentioned. Our current feedback has been positive and constructive and going for ongoing service enhancements. We've been working very closely with the B County Chamber of Commerce, with Leticia Munoz there. And she has been having her B County leadership classes. We've been assisting with the units to go ahead and take the class wherever they're going to be going. I know they're going to be going somewhere this week as well. So that's been an amazing opportunity to go ahead and connect with riders that maybe are not familiar with our services. I know as Melanie and myself drove in from Alice just a while ago, when we came into town, we saw 2 units in town just on the short way coming in right here on 59. So that right there shows us that we're moving around. We are, I know everyone sees us out there, and so we're doing great. Transit facility project. Let me give you an update on that. Progress continues toward the development of the new transit facility designed to improve operational efficiency, protect vehicles, and support staff workflow. The project remains focused on delivering a functional, modest, and cost-effective transit depot. So the next steps, we're looking at the required category exclusion has not been received yet, so the project cannot advance until this step is complete. The request that we have is for your continued support. You all have been amazing with us. Working together and collaborating together has been great. Your continued support is requested for expanding the microtransit services and advance the transit facility project. The support ensures the agency can responsibly meet the growing community needs while maintaining the physical stewardship. The MOU that we're asking is required for the coordinated call in support of the eventual construction funds after the CE, the category exclusion is obtained. So I want to thank you all for having me here to give you the update. I know Commissioner DeWitt, you stay in close contact with Martin Ornelas, our director, but we're at that level where we feel very comfortable that we can reach out to any of you, and we always enjoy coming and giving the update to let you know how we're doing in B County.
Pam, if we could, I don't think you mentioned the phone number people can call. Would you tell everybody twice what that phone number is, please?
Absolutely. Thank you, Commissioner, for mentioning that. Our phone number is 361-668-3158. Again, that's 361-668-3158, and they can give us a call. If they've never used public transportation before, we could do a travel training over the phone with them. If they wanted to maybe see our unit and do a trial, they can give us a call, and we'll be more than happy to assist. I think what the common misconception is that people see our units in town and they think it's for seniors and persons with disabilities. And so whenever I get to talk to anyone in the community, I let them know people can use this to go to work, to go to the doctor's offices, if they want to go to the movies, to H-E-B, or go grocery shopping, visit a friend. Isolation is a real thing. I know a lot of people feel maybe their car broke down, or maybe they are disabled and they feel like they don't want to bother someone to take them somewhere. We can take them. If I can share with you briefly, on the phone call, maybe this past week or two, I spoke to a woman that lives in Aransas County. And in speaking to her, she had said she had not left her house in 6 months because she had surgery and was now in a wheelchair and had no one to help her. When I explained to her that all our vehicles are ADA accessible, and that she could have someone ride with her as a personal care attendant at no cost, and that we could pick her up, and I explained to her how the lift works and how she could get where she needed to go. Let me tell you, this lady, I don't know if any of you have ever eaten at Butter Churn. This is all she wanted to do. This is all she wanted to go. She wanted to go eat at Butter Churn. And it's the little things like that, because most of us here could probably jump in our vehicle and we can go eat or go through a drive-through. When you sit back for a moment and you think how this woman that I spoke to, all she wanted to do was go eat at a local restaurant. That's it. That's all she wanted to do. But she didn't want to bother someone. She didn't know how she was going to do it because now she's in a wheelchair. So let me tell you, she booked her trip. She called me and she said, that was the best day ever. And somebody got to ride with me. And just little things like that. It's the quality of life. And for us being able to provide that, and for me to be able to come and stand here and share with you, it means a lot. I go to work every day and I think about how I'm going to make a difference in somebody's life. And I know you all do the same thing. You're doing amazing things, and it's an honor to be able to work together, not only for the county, but for the future, because great things are happening. And with this depot that's going to be coming to Beeville, not only does it benefit the residents of B County, but it also brings jobs. It brings connecting to other counties, to other places. And so, again, I always look forward to coming to Beeville and to coming to present to you with an update. And I'm always a phone call away if there's anything that I can do, or Martin, just know that we're here.
Pam, if you would, there is a small charge for some folks.
There is a small fee, yes. In town, between certain times, it's only $1. $1 to get where you need to go. And then if you go between 7 and 3, which is our same day, the flash, the same day service, let's say again, if your car broke down and you need a ride, it's $2. It's $2. So our fees our fares are very affordable. Yes.
One thing I'd like to add, I've been on the court for a while, and under the previous transportation operation that we had, I got complaints daily about the operation and this and that and the fees, and people were taking their money and putting their pocket, the whole nine. I have not gotten one complaint since Real took over the transportation, not a single one. So my hat is off to you guys. You and Martine, Pam, y'all are doing a great job.
Thank you.
You keep bringing more things to Beak County, to Beeville, to help our folks, and we appreciate it. We really do.
Thank you so
And Beak County
much.
appreciates it.
Well said,
Thank you.
I want to thank you for what you do. Also, like you mentioned, we provide the transportation for our leadership class. Not just that, but I have many patients that I see that utilize your service, and they're very grateful. So,
Thank you,
Thank you.
Commissioner. That means a lot. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Hernandez. Okay, moving on, agenda item
Thank
number
you.
15, resolution supporting Rural Economic Assistance League, REAL, new facility construction.
Judge, that one's mine also.
Yes, sir.
If I could.
Please.
May I read this into the record if I can?
Certainly.
Okay, let me brief the audience on what is going on, and she alluded to this facility that's going to be, this depot that's going to be built here. There's two of them. Came to us months and months ago, looking for a place to upgrade their facility, because the old facility is outdated, if you will. It's going to be transferred to Beak County once this new one is up and running. We toured several locations in Beak County. They focused on one out near the old sheriff's office and jail. It is vacant right now. It's just a piece of land. I'm guessing 2.5, 3 acres maybe.
Yes, sir.
And we have reserved it for them at no charge. It's not going to cost them anything. That is our contribution to REAL to do this. There is it's kind of like we talked about putting the no engine brake signs on the post. We're having to go through TxDOT procedures. It takes a long time. The things that they've had, the hurdles they've had to jump through are significant. This memorandum of understanding is another one, and we will finalize that if the court agrees today. And if you would, let me read this into the record, Judge. This memorandum of understanding, MOU, is between Beak County, Texas, and the Rural Economic Assistance League, REAL, Inc., for the purpose of providing continued support for the construction of a new transit facility in Beak County. Whereas, the Rural Economic Assistance League, Inc., REAL, has been a longstanding provider of essential transportation services to the residents of Beak County and surrounding rural communities, and whereas, REAL has been working diligently on the development of new REAL transit facility in Beak County for several years, recognizes its importance to improving service delivery and operational efficiency, and whereas the Texas Department of Transportation, TxDOT, has previously supported this project by sponsoring 2 comprehensive studies which have guided planning and design efforts, and whereas this project represents a culmination of those efforts and will bring the vision for improved rural transit infrastructure to completion, and whereas REAL affirms its continued commitment to this project and has taken necessary steps to advance its development, including submission of all required documentation to the Federal Transit Administration, FTA, specifically a categorical exclusion, and is currently awaiting a response from TxDOT, and whereas REAL intends to submit an application to TxDOT for rural discretionary funds in January to secure additional funding for the construction and completion of the REAL Transit Facility, and whereas the Beak County Commissioners Court has been an integral part of these discussions and recognizes that the requested support will ensure completion of a project aligned with the needs and priorities identified by Beak County, REAL Transit, and TxDOT as documented in technical reports and memorandum. And now therefore be it resolved that the Beak County Commissioners Court hereby affirms its continued support for the REAL Transit Facility project in Beak County and encourages all necessary cooperation to ensure its successful completion. Passed and approved. Judge, I will recommend and make a motion that we approve this memorandum.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes without exception. Thank you again for being here.
Thank you so
and for
much.
your
We
presence
appreciate
in our
all of
county.
you. Thank you.
And what we have 2 copies. If you guys can hang around, we're going to sign this and get it attested to, and y'all can take an original back with you.
Okay.
If that will help.
Thank you so much. Again, we appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Moving on, agenda item number 16, approve installation of safety and security lighting on existing poles at Old St. Mary's Street and Highway 202 Beeville, Refugio Street and 7th Street, Skidmore, Sullivan, and 2nd Street, Skidmore, County Road 796, and County Road 359, Tynan, Frio Street, Tynan. Does that make sense to everybody?
5, right?
Evidently, the engineer of the bunch wrote it, so it must. You want to make a motion, sir?
Yes, I'd like to, gentlemen, make a motion to approve. This is a continued effort here to improve safety lighting throughout the community.
Perfect.
Second.
I've got a motion and a second. Any further discussion?
It's 4 lights. Is that correct? Or 4?
I'll say Mary.
We had the same problem
Two.
counting the last time.
Yeah,
3, 4.
I think we had 5.
Is it 5?
Yeah,
That was 5.
So it's
And so it's in total.
Old St. Mary's and
I'll-
Highway 202 is 1.
yep,
Refugio Street and 7th Street, that's 2.
yep,
Sullivan and 2nd Street is 3.
yep.
796 and 359, that's 4. And then somewhere on Frio
Frio,
Street.
isn't it? Yeah, it's going to be in the center. I'll put the address.
Do you have a spot picked out,
I
Commissioner?
do, yeah.
Okay. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion passes without exception. Good job, Tino. Agenda item number 17, approve county clerk's request to use the county credit card.
Move to approve.
Second?
I've got a motion and a second. Any further discussion?
Yes, I'd just like to add that it's for the Holiday Inn Express for the County and District Clerks Association in San Marcos for their winter conference. And that was on the agenda item, it just wasn't,
Went on the backup.
transfer, or I know it's in the backup.
If I could, let me explain a little bit about what's going on. When we authorize use of the county credit card, I know everybody out there has a credit card, but some credit cards have a limit of $500, $800, or whatever. To ask our county employees to pay for these motel rooms and incidentals and everything out of their pocket and then get reimbursed is not realistic. County's not known for paying huge salaries. We shouldn't have people putting stuff on their personal credit cards and having to pay it off over monthly. That's one reason we approved using the county credit card for these expenses. Thank you.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion passes without exception. Agenda item number 18, approve the district attorney's request to use the county credit card for lodging for the Criminal Justice Conference at Hilton, Austin, and BPU Region 2 Conference at the Beeville Hotel in Bernie.
Move to approve.
I've got a motion, do I have a second? I've got a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing.
Yes, one thing, this training is required. We don't have an option. You have to have CEUs, and it is required training, so there's no option. We have to go. Thank you, Judge. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
No, that's fine. It's a good point. If there's no further discussion, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion passes without exception. Agenda item number 19, notification of the redistricting to Congressional District 15. Ms. Warnix, you have the floor, ma'am.
Good afternoon, Judge, Commissioners. This is a required notification. As everybody knows, we got in the redistricting that we were lucky we only got one district changed. We didn't have multiple like many of the counties, so it made it easy for us to do that. I am required to report it to the court. That is now our new congressional district.
Thank you, Ms. Warnix. Are there any questions?
None whatsoever,
Any
sir.
discussion? We appreciate that, Laura. If there's, well, I don't even have a motion. So we'll just move on to agenda item number 20. Approve request to use the East Side Courthouse parking lot to be reserved for elections parking only during early voting and election day. What are the dates that you're asking us to shut down half of our parking at the courthouse that 3/4 of the employees that work in the courthouse park in, Laura?
I know.
I'm sorry, yeah,
I
please.
know. Because of the Senate Bill 2753, with all those extended hours and so forth, it's really making it hard for us. The early voting dates is February the 17th through the 27th, which includes Saturday and Sunday. Of course, that's not a problem. And Election Day is March the 3rd. Just think,
Oh, go ahead.
one last time.
I just, it's too much, I think, Laura.
Okay, can we do part of it?
That's what I was going to talk to you about. Do you know if there's any jury trials? We don't have any district clerks.
I did check with Judge Bauer, and she has no trials going on at that
But she
time,
does
but
have
she
docket.
will have court.
Yeah, we can't, I just can't. I mean, the court can decide against me, but I don't know where everybody else would park, but maybe like 2 or 3 spaces inside the parking lot, close to the entry off of North St. Mary's, across the street from your building. Maybe we could get signs put up by Road and Bridge that,
I actually have 3 signs that say reserved for elections, parking only.
enforcement of that, I mean, it's going to be the honor system. I can't have the
Right, I know.
bailiffs monitoring it and trying to kick somebody out or determining what their purpose is for sitting, for parking
The
there.
only reason I'm asking is because, as you know, we have a tremendous amount of local candidates fine, and it's gonna be a big election.
I hope so.
And because of that, and with our office now on election day also mandatory, it's gonna create a really hard situation for us. When we have to do curbside voting, my staff and I, or whoever, the clerks or judges, we're standing out in the road with equipment for them to vote. It is a very dangerous situation.
Let me ask a question, seriously. On St. Mary's in the city street, can we talk to the city about blocking all those off?
I think, didn't you do that last time?
The 30-minute parking, no, that's.
No,
where
on
we've
the other
al-
side,
I
the
know,
other side
but
of the street.
on the 30-minute parking,
The
we've
other
always
side.
used those.
The other
3
side of the
signs
street.
On the
have-
courthouse side.
On the courthouse side, on the
Okay,
courthouse
courthouse
side.
side.
Yes,
Okay.
because there's what, 20 slots there? I mean, that, to me, that would be, make
They-
sense.
The city has given me permission, the one that's in front of the next building down, where the art, the
Change risk.
Right,
St.
but
Gervais
right
building.
across the street,
That's where we got permission to put our curbside parking. But that still puts us out in the street.
Okay.
I'm okay with that. We've done it so long now,
I
we just
guess
take
that's
the
right.
chance.
You're actually, because
But-
they're on the driver's
but
side.
any way you go, even if we blocked off that whole parking lot, you got to cross the street. And that's why I'm saying, what about talking to the city about blocking off that whole side right across from the courthouse?
I mentioned that to the city secretary, and she said that she didn't think they would agree to it, but I can ask.
I would recommend you ask.
Or maybe even a few of those spots too.
Yeah.
Because again, I mean, if it's a
Right.
docket day, we're going to
Could-
have 50, 60 people down here.
Could we possibly?
We can't block off that much
uh,
space.
Maybe get a few in the parking lot?
Yeah, I'm okay with like 2 or 3. Like
Okay.
I said, right next to where the entrance is.
If we could do a few like that, the reason I'm saying that is because I have seen where elderly people are trying to cross that street, and, and I am gonna ask the sheriff's office and the city to possibly during our peak times to maybe give us some extra help there to help people cross and stuff. I don't know if it'll be able to be fruition, but that's one of the things I was thinking about possibly.
I think that's a great idea. I'm sorry, we were just talking
No.
about moving you out to the expo, and I was saying no, under the new
We already
Senate bill,
can't- we've already can't do that. We already tried that.
They're locked in, yeah.
We already tried all that.
And this will be the last time that you ever have this issue.
Yes, sir. It
Never
will
say
be.
never.
So I'd entertain a motion to approve designating between 2 and 4 parking spots on the eastern parking lot of the B County Courthouse as early voting parking only for the early voting and election day voting.
How do you enforce that? I mean, you have to
You
have
don't.
somebody standing there.
Honor system, and
Honor
we'll have a
system.
little sign up. That's it. That's
Okay.
all we
That's all I can do.
I can't have the bailiffs running out there.
do a specific number, though?
4?
Four.
I don't know if we can, you
Man,
think
that's
4?
The employees are gonna,
There's what, 6 parking spaces on that side, or
No.
this is the street side of the parking lot? 8?
I think there's about 8 in there.
yeah, there's more than that.
4 you think's
No,
okay?
there's more than 4.
Yeah,
All
but
right.
He's
four
talking
is
about
all we
that whole
can-
side that faces my office.
Most of the county employees, if I may, they
Yeah,
park
please.
facing the building,
Mhm.
so usually only the ones parking.
And I actually know which employees park on that closest driveway there, and I can have a conversation with them too.
The alternative idea, we have Rial here right now. What would prevent us from having all county employees park at the expo and take a Rial bus into the courthouse for their workday?
No, please don't make everybody
I
mad at me.
think, was that an idea that Laura came up
Yeah.
with?
If I may?
Yes, ma'am.
The wheels were turning while you were talking, but that's something, if you have an area where we could shuttle employees here, that's an option.
I appreciate
So
that,
just
thank
wanna
you.
let you know, that is an option, just let us know, and we're more than willing to help, just let us know.
I think I would probably end up shot.
I know I would.
It'd be your motion, too.
Yeah, that's right. So I do have a motion for 4 spaces on the east side courthouse parking lot that face St. Mary's, St. Mary's Street to be reserved for elections parking only during early voting and election day. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a second. I know it's odd that I made the motion, but I just thought it was easier that way. And my initials
That's
don't
good.
make
That
any
was-
sense at all. I did GM and JM.
They don't know who did it.
So I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Please help me dig out of this hole. Hearing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion passes without exception. Thank you for bringing this to our
I just
attention.
want y'all to know, you see, I've learned county government, you always ask for more than you really want.
Judge, the law of holes, put the shovel down.
That works. Okay, agenda item number 21, approve increase to the B County mileage rate in accordance with the 2025 IRS standard mileage rate increase.
Move to approve.
Second.
I've got a motion and a second. This is what, like 2.5 cents?
Yes.
And that's effective January 1?
0.725 from 0.70.
Okay. If there's any further discussion? Anybody
January
want to
1.
weigh in on this?
January 1.
Effective January 1, retroactively? If there's no further discussion, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion passes without exception. Agenda item number 22, invitation to 2026 B County Junior Livestock Homemaker Show, events given by Randy Shower. Miss Shower, you have the floor, ma'am.
Hello,
Hello.
how are you?
We're wonderful.
Pass these, they're already in groups of 5. We've got a lot of stuff going on, so a lot of flyers. I will keep one though, sorry. Commissioner Rivera, like
It's okay. I'll share.
All right.
I just wanted to start off by inviting you to our bingo. Every year we do a kickoff event. We've kind of tossed around the idea. We've done casino nights in the past. This year we're going to do bingo, and I think it's more, community friendly. We really would love more of the community involvement to come out. We want people to know that you don't have to be involved in the show to come out and play bingo. It's open to whoever, and it's going to be at 3. It's going to start at 4. Doors are going to open at 3:30 this Sunday, the 18th, out at the expo. Wally and John have been great about working with us, scheduling out there, so I would like to thank them. And they always do a great job when it comes to that. And we have everything from $100 worth of propane being donated, a Yeti cooler, so it's not just livestock stuff that you can win, it's a bunch of other things, and not just purses, guys, it's not a purse bingo.
Do you have
Just
to bring
everything.
your own pressure vessel if you win the propane, or?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, you're on your own. And then the next flyer
question.
is just an overview of our events. Like always, we start with our horse show on January 24th. We roll into Ag Mech, public bake sale, and then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday is our livestock show. And you know, these kids work all year round, so if y'all can just come out and show your support, anybody would come out, and the kids appreciate it, we appreciate it. And then, like always, we wrap up the week with our awards and buyer premium sale. This is where I would like to clarify that you do not take home an animal.
Come on.
I wish it were that
It's
easy.
a premium sale?
It is a premium sale, so you just add on, essentially, not add on. You donate towards these kids. So if, I'll use my son as an example. So when he walks through with his steer, you're giving him money, donate. Normally that goes to next year's project. I had a few very upset people that did not understand the rules last year and were calling me with wanting to know where their meat was, and that's not how this works in B County. It is a premium sale, and most of our kids show, some of them unfortunately do not get to. We have really, really great support from the community when it comes to that premium sale, and the only way that we can keep it up is people like you sitting in here show up and keep supporting these kids so they can keep coming back next year. We know everything's getting more expensive. The price of the animal as well as the price of the feed is in that category, so that keeps going up, and we just want to support the kids as best as we can. I've had a few questions on how to become a buyer. That's actually my department. I'm head of logistics, so whenever if you are interested in becoming a buyer, it's open to anybody. As long as you have a $200 pledge, you are open to hang out all day. It's open bar. You get lunch and dinner. If you do not spend the $200 and you still show up, you will be billed $200. And you just you create a buyer registration that morning. You come see me at the sale and we'll get you set up. And then you hang out all day, put on money that you want to put on, and we go from there. So really seamless process, and I get why it's kind of confusing, but it's not once you get there and see everything firsthand. You have a bake sale flyer. Our bake sale is open to the public. It's going to be on the main day is Tuesday, January 27th from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. All those kids bake all those yummy goodies. We have normally over 300, and we love the kid to get a check for them. Last year, I think we only had like 5 kids not sell their item, so it's kind of disappointing when those 5 kids don't get a check, but hopefully we don't have that issue this year, and everything, cakes, breads, jams, preserves, good stuff. So, and then we do commercial heifer sale on January 30th. So all these are in your little flyer bundle you got going on.
And for the public now, if they
Yes.
show up to the commercial heifer sale and they win a lot, they
Do
better
go
have
home
a
with them.
trailer.
Yes, and you bring your trailer. You cannot take the animals that is in the rule book this year. You do not take your animals without paying first, and you are expected to take them home that night, unless previous discussion has been made. But yes, we like to get them out of the show that night. And then if you are interested in joining the board or supporting volunteering in any way, our annual meeting is going to be on March 2nd. So that's
Randy?
also open to the public.
I think we've moved that meeting to the expo
Yes.
because we have another meeting at Blue Ribbon that night.
Yes, that's at the, okay, I'll fix the flyer. I'll have Katie fix the flyer, but it will be at the expo. Thank you. And someone asked me how long the show has been going, and we did a little deep digging, and Miss Lenny said probably about 1952 is the latest that she can find anything on it. So, long-standing tradition, and we like to keep it up. So, thank you, everybody.
Thank you so much, Randy, and thanks to the board members, the show superintendents, all the dozens and dozens of volunteers, and primarily thank you to all the parents. For anyone who, not as a child, but as a parent, has had a child participate in the livestock show. It's a lot of work for the parents, but it most oftentimes is very worthwhile. The quality of environment that those kids, especially during the show, but throughout their entire project's time frame, the folks that they're engaged with and around are just the kind of people that you want your kids to be engaged with and around. During the livestock show, during that week, it's so much fun for the kiddos, and there is so much work that goes into making it such a great event. I can't tell you how much I appreciate everybody in the county that volunteers, that has leadership positions, that assists, that have kids, that participates. Because literally up and down the line of all of those folks who get this thing to actually show up and to come to fruition, everybody's putting in a whole lot of blood, sweat, and tears, and a lot of dollars. For anybody that's in the in the audience or listening into this at any point in time, there is no single charitable event in B County that has the financial impact that the livestock show does that directly impacts the youth of our community. And it does directly impact the youth of our community, but that impacts any component of our community. The livestock show is a very, very important and big deal. And so to the buyers that show up year in and year out and spend, enormous sums of money on these kids. I was trying to think of a word that didn't sound negative. because they're meaningful donations. Thank you. Thank you for your donations. And if you're interested in tax write-offs, come on, man, show up. It's so much fun and it's so easy. If you go in thinking you're going to spend $200, you'll probably spend $2,000. Well, that's just the way it goes. B County's different than a lot of the counties, unless it's hadn't changed in the last 3 or 4 years, right? So some kiddo may be showing or maybe selling a pig. There may be 10 buyers who are all putting in $100, $200, $300, $400, $500 onto that kid's project, and it happens 182 times, 183. What's the list of buyers, the total buyers?
Last year we had 164.
Okay.
Long day.
Every single project has most of. I'm sorry, they're cute and they're fun to pet. So thank you, Randy.
I do want to add, I forgot to add this on there, something that doesn't get a lot of traction is our adult division. And that is open to the public as well.
By adult, you mean adult participants?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
Just
sorry,
want to make
adult
sure.
participation in the bake sale, public bake sale. So like, for instance, last year I entered, I'm your reigning champion. I'm just
Wow.
kidding. But I
Inside
entered
joke.
cranberry compote and I ended up winning, don't know how. But it won, and it's always the last lot of the sale, and all that money goes to your scholarships.
If I could, Judge, one thing that the people listening need to be aware of, if you get a letter from an organization that says they're a buyer, would you please contribute? Send them some money. Send them a check. Like the judge says, it's a tax write-off, and you're helping these bidders. You send 100, I send 100. First thing you know, they've got $10,000 that they can bid on these animals. So don't just throw it in the trash. Somebody is putting their sweat and blood to trying to get something to help these kids. Respond with a check, and do it quickly, because this thing's coming up right around the corner.
Yeah, I have a whole list of our buyer groups that will be there to represent people, and if you want to be an individual buyer with your name announced, just holler at me.
And that's a great point, the buyers groups, because 165 you said last year, so it fluctuates the number of sales, I guess, or maybe y'all reduced it somehow magically, which is good, because it's a long day. But, you know, of those 160 kids, there may be 50 whose families have been involved in this for, you know, multi-generation, who they have this really good support group around them. Their lot is going to be sold with great support. But there's 2/3 of these kids who do the same amount of work, sometimes more maybe, who maybe don't have the same amount of support, who may be interested in a career or a future in the agricultural industry and are trying to figure it out, or who find an interest in this. Maybe they're not even that interested. A little bit of money will change their minds on that. And these buyer groups, more so than individual buyers that show up, those buyers groups swoop in and make sure that no kid is forgotten, because the last thing you want to see is to have 20 hogs. Well, that's not too many. It's like 10 hogs. Well, 13. How many are sold? 15. I don't know. Let's just say 20 hogs, and of those 15 go for $5,000 or more a pop, and then 5 go for $300 to $400. And in my experience, in the time that I've been in B County, we don't have many kids fall through the cracks like that because of the buyers groups, because they hold on to their money, they let the individual buyers and the families and support groups support the kids up front. They come in the back with those kids that may not have that same amount of support in the community, and make sure that their experience is just as positive as those other kiddos. So nothing but great stories, so anything that you can do to support the livestock show is greatly appreciated. And you'll get a thank you card, at least one,
So cute.
if not dozens upon dozens, and they really are cute.
They're so cute.
Anything further?
Good job.
Okay, moving on. Agenda item number 23, approve the 156th Judicial District Attorney's 2025 Racial Profiling Report.
Move to approve.
Second.
I've got a motion and a second. No big presentation. I was excited. All right. Motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes without exception. We have no items on executive session. We'll move on to agenda item number 24, adjournment. Do I have a motion?
Make a motion to adjourn.
I got a motion and I got a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? We are adjourned. Thank you all so much for your presence and your patience today. I hope everybody has a
Did y'all
wonderful,
get your
wonderful
copy?
week.
You got it?